Hi everyone, it's good to know you are there. Thank you for joining Smart Lesson Nigeria online virtual lesson for today with your regular host, Mr. Otaigbe. It's good to have you around. Thank you for joining in the lesson session. The subject is mathematics and the topic is Roman numerals 1, writing in Roman numerals. Roman numerals 1, writing in Roman numerals. And so let's kick off right away as we engage the introduction of the lesson that will expose us to the meaning of Roman numerals. And so let's see what we have on the introductory slide. Like you can see, Roman numerals are letters that represent fixed values of numbers. Roman numerals are letters that represent fixed values of numbers. We have some examples here. Letter I is a Roman numeral because it represents a fixed value 1. Letter V is a Roman numeral because it represents a fixed value 5. Letter X is a Roman numeral and it represents a fixed value 10. Letter L is a Roman numeral and it represents a fixed value 50. We have others, they will come up when we start reviewing the comprehensive list of the various Roman numerals that exist in mathematics. And so that's that for the introduction. And so let's make progress now as we come to the next section of the lesson, talking of Roman numerals and their values. Roman numerals and their values. So we want to see a comprehensive list of the various Roman numerals and the fixed values they represent. And so let's see what we have on the next slide. We have the first one like we saw before. Letter I, it represents 1. Letter V is equal to 5. Letter X is equal to 10. Letter L is equal to 50. Letter C is equal to 100. Letter D is equal to 500. And letter M is equal to 1000. And so again, I, 1, V, 5, X, 10, L 50, C 100, D 500, M 1000. And so these are the common Roman numerals that exist in mathematics. And so let's make progress to the next section of the lesson, talking of the general rules of writing Roman numerals. The general rules of writing Roman numerals. So let's see the rules we use, the rules that guide us when we are writing Roman numerals. And so let's go through them. We have the first rule here. The first rule says same numerals can be combined up to 3 times and not more than. Same numerals can be combined up to 3 times and not more than. And so if, for example, I want to write 30 in Roman numerals, of course, I'll break the 30 down as 10. I'll have it as 10. 30 is actually 10 plus 10 plus 10. And so because of that, I'll now pick the Roman numerals that represent 10, and that's X, then plus another X, plus another X. You can only combine up to 3 times. You cannot combine more than 3 times. So it, for the same letter, for same numerals, they can only appear 3 times consecutive. So it will not be X, X, X. That's up to 3 times. It cannot be more than. Then, if we were to write 40, somebody will not think we have 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. And so that's when you'll not be thinking of X, 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 X. That's not acceptable. You cannot combine the same letters up to 4 times. The highest you can combine is up to 3 times. And so that I just did is wrong. You cannot combine same letters up to 4 times. It can only be up to 3 times, which is the highest. So because of that, this last operation I just did is wrong. Yes, it's wrong. But the first one is correct. How would you now write 40? Since you cannot combine up to 4 times, we are going to see it shortly when we get to the section for that. And so let's make progress now to the next one. Smaller numerals after a bigger numeral means addition. That's plus. So when you have numerals with smaller values appearing after a bigger numeral, then it means that you are going to add to get the single value that all of them represent. We have some examples here. Now, CXXX, you can see C is 100 and we're having XXX, each representing 10. And so it will mean C is 100 because I'm having numerals with smaller value after a bigger numerals, then it means I'm going to add. So it will be 100 for the C plus 10 for the first S, 10 for the second S, 10 for the next S. And when you add everything together, it will be 130. 130. So CXXX means 130. Then the second one, I have X and I have V and I have I. Okay, so what's going on? I have X, which is 10. I have V and I. So it means it's going to be addition or true. It's addition or true because I don't have any smaller numeral behind or at the back of a bigger numeral. And so because they are such that we are having smaller followed by the next smaller followed by the next smaller, it will be addition or true. And so that's how we'll have X representing 10 plus V representing 5 plus I representing 1. And when you add everything together, it's going to be 10 plus 5 plus 1, which is 16. And so when you have smaller numerals after a bigger numerals, then it will be addition. It will be addition. And so that's the basis of having 16 as the answer. Then let's make progress now to the next one. A smaller numeral behind a bigger numeral means subtraction. That's minus. So this is the opposite. So if you are having a smaller numeral appearing behind, that's at the back of a bigger numeral, it means that it's going to be subtraction. Anywhere you have that section is going to be subtraction. We have some examples here. I have X and C, and if you check, C is bigger. C is 100 and X is 100. And so having a smaller numeral at the back of a bigger numeral represents subtraction. So it means I'm going to remove 10 from 100. So the operation you are seeing here is going to be 10, that's the bigger one, which is 100, that's C now, minus the smaller one at the back, which is 10. So it will now be 100 minus 10, and that's equal to 90. And so 100 XC represent 90 because it will be 100 minus 10. Then if you check the other example, I have SLIX. And so what do we mean? I'm having SL, which is a smaller at the back of a bigger. Remember, L is 50 and X is 10. And so what you are having there for the two of them, it will just be, for the two of them, we are having 40, sorry, not 40, it's going to be 50 minus 10. 50 minus 10. Okay, then I will now go to the second one. The second one, I'm having IX. A smaller number is at the back of a bigger numeral. A smaller numeral is at the back of a bigger numeral. So the so-called IS now will now be, okay, so when I interpret the two together, it's going to be, the X is 10 minus the smaller one at the back is 1. Okay, so at the end of the day, I'm actually working with the SL, 50 minus 10, that's 40, plus then The second one, which is is, that's 9. And so that value is actually 49. Is 49. So that's how we work combinations out to get the single value they represent. And so we want to take note of it. And so the answer is 49. So SLIS represent 49. And so that's that for that. And so we want to make progress now to another one. We have, if a number cannot be derived from addition due to the same numeral repeating more than 3 times, it is then derived from subtraction using the next higher numeral. We have examples here. Now I have 3. If I want to derive 3, I can combine 1, 1, 1. So 3 is actually 1, that's letter I. Another 1, letter I again. Okay, we have letter I representing 1, another letter I representing 1, another letter I representing 1. So it will be 1, 1, 1. And it's acceptable because I can combine up to 3 times. So that's the value for 3. Then we now come to 4. If you come to 4, it will be ordinarily 1 will expect that I will have 1, 1, that's 2, 3, 4. No, you cannot combine up to 4 times. And so because of that, you cannot derive 4 from combining 1, 1 up to 4 times. Instead, we now derive it from the next higher value, next higher fixed value. After letter I, the next numeral is V. So we'll derive it from V. Unfortunately, V is 5. That means I need to drop 1 to make it 4. And to drop or subtract, you place behind. So I'll place 1 behind the V. So it will not be IV. So IV is 4. So that's that for that. Then to derive 8, it will be 3 on top of 5. 8 is actually 5 plus 3. And so that will mean V for the 5. Then 1, 1, 1 for the 3, because I'm allowed to combine up to 3 times. And so that settles it. Then we now go to 9. 9 is, okay, 9 is, okay, to get 9, it will be, we'll write 9 is supposed to be VIII, but it's not acceptable because I'm having a combination up to 4 times. So I can only get it now from the next higher numeral. The next higher numeral after 9 is 10. So I'll derive it from 10. And so that will now be X. It will be X. Then I'll drop it by 1. And that will be subtraction, making it to stay behind. So 1s is 9. So similarly, my 30 will be combination of 10 in 3 places. So it will be x, x, x. Then 40 cannot be x, 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 x. No. Instead, I will get it from the next higher numeral, which is 50. So it's just to drop 10 from 50. You get your 40, and that's SL, meaning 50 minus 10. Then 80 will be 3 10 on top of 50. So it will be L 50, then X, X, X. That's 80. Then 90 cannot be L, S, X, 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 but I'll derive it from 100 because 100 is the next closest higher numeral. So it will be 100, which is C, but drop by 10. So it will be XC. Then 300 will be 100, 100, 100 on top of, sorry, it will be 100, 100, 100 combination. And so that will be C, C, C will give you 300. C, 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 that's 300. And so 400 will not be, 400 cannot be C, 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 C because you don't do 4 combination. So since you cannot do 4 combination, you derive 400 from the next higher numeral, and that's 500. So we'll just write 500, which is D, okay, and debit it by 100. So it will be 100 away from 500, and that will be CD. So that's that. Remember, D is 500, then the C at the back now means that you are removing 100, so it will now drop it to 400. Then 800 will now be 300 on top of 500. So I'll write my 500 first, then I'll now write 300, which is 6cc. Yes, 6cc. So that's that. Now 900 cannot be DCCCC because it will mean you are doing 4 combination, which is wrong. We can only do up to 3 combination of the same or repeating numeral. And so because of that, 900 will be gotten from the next higher numeral, talking of 1000. And so going by that, 900 will be 1000 down by 100. So it will be M, then down by 100, which is C. So CM is 900. Then 3000 is a combination of 1000, 1000, 1000. So going by that, it will be triple M. So it will now be M. Okay, so that's that. M. That's 3000. 4000 cannot be M because it will violate the rule. You are combining up to 4 for the same numeral, which is not allowed. Instead, we can only derive it from 5000. Yes, so that's how we now derive it from 5000. 5000 is S bar. That's sorry, it's not S bar, please, it's V bar. 5000 is V bar. That's 5000 V bar. And so because that's 5000, we now debit it, we drop it by 1000, and you know that 1000 is an M, so we'll now place 1000 behind it. So MV bar is 5000. MV bar is 5000. And so we want to take note of that. And so that's it on the rules associated with writing Roman numerals. And so we want to engage a couple of board demonstrations now to strengthen our ability on writing in Roman numerals. And so let's engage some board demonstration quickly, so that it will help to consolidate how much we've tapped so far in the lesson. And so we are starting with this very one. It says write 119 in Roman numerals, write 119 in Roman numerals. And so I'll write 119. I'll combine it in terms of critical Roman numerals that exist, as in independent Roman numerals. And so talking of 119, the highest Roman numeral to 119 is 100. So I'll write my 100 plus the 19. Now I have 19. The highest to 19 is 10 and 9. So I'll now have 10, then followed by 9. I'll now have 10 followed by 9. And so that's that for that. And so going by that, my 100 will be C. Then the 10 is X, while the 9 is IS. And so 119 is CSIS. So that's that for that. So this is one method you can do it. We'll try another style for the next example, so that at the end, anyone you prefer can be your choice of solving. And so your choice method of solving Roman numerals. So we now come to this. Write 999 in Roman numerals. 999 in Roman numerals. So my first value is 900. And remember, 900 is CM. That's 1000 dropped by 100. Then I'll now go to 90. 999. So I'll now go to 90. 90, remember, is XC. That's 100 dropped by 10. Then I'll now go to 9. 9 is ix, that is 10 dropped by 1, 10 dropped by 1. So combining everything now, it will now be cm xcix. So that's the value of 999. And so we want to take note of that. Let's go to the next operation. Question number 3. Question number 3 says, write 1994 in Roman figures. So we have 1994. So I'll run my 1000 first. 1000, remember, is 1000 is cm. 1000 is cm. So I'll write cm for the first digit. So that's cm, meaning that's for 900. I'm having 1000 on the dot. 1000 on the dot is m, please. Sorry for that. 1000 on the dot is m. Then I'll now go for 900. It's 900 that is cm. That's 100 dropped, 100 removed from 1000. So it will now be cm. That's 900. Then 90. 90 is sc. That's 100 dropped by 10 xc. Then your 4 is iv, that is 5 dropped by 1 iv. And so merging everything together is mcm. Okay, mcm. Then I have xciv. Okay, so that's that. 1994. 1994. And so we want to take note of that. So we now make progress now to the next one. We now have the opposite operation. This is the backward operation. Converting the Roman numerals to Arabic. Arabic is the regular figures we work with, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so many others. And so let's see how it goes. I have C, C, X, C to be converted to Arabic. And so the first number there is C, and there is no smaller numeral behind it. So it will just reflect as 100. That's 100. Then the next number is C again. That's 100 because there is no lower numeral behind it. Okay, then I'll now have the next number. The next number is S, but you now ask yourself, what's after it? The number that is after it is a bigger value. So since x is having a bigger value after it, you are not going to treat the x as independent, but instead you treat it together with the next numeral that is after it, since it's bigger. And that will be 100 minus 10, because we're having a smaller numeral behind it, and that of course will be 90. So at the end of the day, I have 100 plus 100 plus 90. 100 plus 100 is 200, and 200 plus 90 is 290, and so is going to be 290. So CCXC is 290. 290. Okay, but if it were to be CCS, we'll just be doing our addition continuously, and it will be 310. But because we're having a bigger numeral after the x, then we have to run it together on subtraction. So when you are analyzing, always check to see that a bigger numeral is not after a smaller numeral. If you have a bigger numeral after a smaller numeral, it means you are going to do subtraction for the combination. But if there's nothing like that, you are having smaller after bigger, then it will just be addition or true, and you arrive at a single value representing the answer. So we now go to the next question. Talking of question number 5. Question number 5 comes as A and B. So the A part now, we are going to solve that one first. It says, write MCDSLIS in Arabic numerals. So we're going to solve A first now. And what we have in A is MCD, then SL, then I have IX. Okay, so let's run them. Now the first numeral is M, and the M now, okay, I'm having M, and the M does not have a smaller numeral after it. The numeral after it is C. That means it's not behind a bigger numeral. So since the numeral after it is small, then the M is on its own. If we were to have a bigger one, for example, V bar, then it means we are going to subtract. So we are not subtracting because the letter after it is smaller. So it is on its own as 1000. Yes. Then we now go to the next. The next is C, which is this. And if you check, the one after it is bigger. D is 1000, C is 100. Because we are having a bigger numeral after it, then the C is not on its own. Instead, it's going to be analyzed along with the next. So we'll merge the two together, and that automatically means that we are going to subtract. And so that subtraction that we are going to do there, so it will be the bigger minus the smaller that are together. And so the bigger, which is D, is actually 500. That's 500. And so the C behind it now, it will mean 500 minus 100. Okay, so let me do it well. So it will be 500 minus 100, and so that gives us 400. So that's 400. So we now go to the next. The next is X, and there is a bigger numeral after it, which is L. Okay, and so the X is not independent, it's not on its own. So we are going to run the two together again. And so that will mean the bigger one minus the smaller one. And the bigger one is 50, while the smaller one is 10. So it will be 50 minus 10. And that will settle for 40. And so 40 there. Then the next one is I. And the I is having a bigger numeral after it, talking of 10. 10 is after 1, so it's going to be subtraction again, and that will be 9. It's going to be 10 minus 1. 10 minus 1, and that will be 9. And so they will give 9. So at the end of the day, we are going to add 1000, okay, then 400, okay, then 40, okay, then we have 9. And so when you add everything together, the first column, 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 9 will be 9. Then the next column, 0 plus 0 plus 4 will be 4. The next column, 0 plus 4 will be 4. The next column, just 1. So the answer is 1449. So MCDSLIS is 1449. 1449. So that's that for that. And so let's do number B now. So we'll go for the B. Okay, the B, we are working with CX. Okay, we are having CX. Okay, let me space them very well so that it will be easy for us to work with. Okay, we have CX, then CIX, CIS. And so the first numeral is C, and the numeral after it is smaller, so that means it's on its own. We interpret it as 100, so it's independent, so it will be 100. Then the next one is X, and the numeral after it is bigger, which is C. That means they are together on subtraction. They are together on subtraction. The S is not independent. instead it's a debit from the next, which is 100. So I'll do 100. I think since it's long, we can do it direct. 100 minus 10, and that will settle for 90. So we're having 90 in that section. Then the next one is I, and it's having a bigger numeral after it, which is 10, x representing 10. So the I is not on its own. Instead, it's a debit to the next one. It's a subtraction to the next one. And so that will now be x is 10 minus the smaller one behind it now, which is 1. So that will be 9. So at the end of the day, we will now add 100, 90, and 9. And that will now give us 0 plus 0 plus 9, 9, 0 plus 9, 9, 1 alone, 1. So the answer is 199. 199. So CXCIS is actually 199. 199. Remember this for question number B. So when copying, you have to tag it as solution B, solution to question B, just like we had solution to question A. And so that's it on the lesson series. That's the size of the lesson. On the evaluation stage now, you are recommended to log on to the CBT that's been published to drill you on the lesson, so that it will help to sink the point and they will remain with you permanently. I'll see you again in the next lesson series. Let's make time together to learn something new on a different subject platform.